How's everybody doing tonight? Ready to put this ROKR Stag Beetle together? It's day 4. This is all we got. Ready to put this ROKR Stag. This doesn't look like much for 4 days, does it? Well, today is day 4. So we'll see what it looks like at the end. Day 1, all we did was open the box and look through it. But still, for 2 days, this is kind of like not much. And there's a reason for that. There's lots of tiny little pieces that we have to connect. And difficult. I find it difficult when the pieces are super tiny, like a 20th the size of my finger. It's difficult to work with them, I find. So that's why it's been going slow, but it is what it is, and we're gonna keep at it. We're gonna get somewhere. So, what page were we on? Page 7? Did we do page 7? We're still in the double digits here. Alright, this is page 7. Yeah, we didn't do page 7. Because if you look, the first step is attaching what we have here to some fairly big piece, which is called A1. So I guess that's the first thing we got to do is find A1. The parts list might help. But actually, A1 should be a plastic piece, right? If it starts with an A, it should just be a plastic piece, I think. So here's the base. Oh, that's a little more construction we did on the base. Still, though, generally not much done. This box has screws in it that are falling all over the place at this point. It was tidy on the first night, second night, but at some point, this crap started falling everywhere. Alright, some of these are tools, emery board, nippers. There's a hex wrench. There should be a screwdriver. There's like oil here and toothpicks to use to spread it. Lubrication, basically, for the gears on this thing. Alright, but right now, so just going back to the instructions here, the first panel on page 7, it's just A1. We're going to take this piece that we already put together and attach A1. By the way, I dropped a bunch of screws. I don't know if I dropped them or they just slid out of the bottom of the box. But there's like 10 screws on the table here. I'm putting them back in the box. Alright, A1. So I guess we need the A sheet, right? There's the A sheet, not this. Here's the A sheet. I should probably take these sheets out of the plastic. This plastic's like not doing anything for us. Anyway, the A sheets definitely come out of the plastic right now. Well, I could have dumped that whole box. Is that A1? No, is that A1? That's got to be A1. Alright, let's take a look here. What is A1? Alright, so this is the A sheet for sure. Can that be a little clearer? Or will that make it worse? That makes it worse. Alright, so this is as clear as we can get it. So this is the A sheet. And is that the one? I think maybe we're looking at it the wrong direction. No, there's nothing on that side. So that's it. That's the one. Yeah. It's as good a look as I can get you. So we got to nip this out. There's three sort of connectors there. So we're going to nip out A1 and we're going to attach this previous piece to it. So A1 is the 34th piece. I just updated the counter. All right, let's grab it and let's get it done. Come on. Try to nip it as close as possible. Nip it in the bud, so to speak. You can use the emery board if you don't nip it close enough, if you feel like plastic. Yeah, there's a little plastic there. So we'll just hit that with the emery board. And then it'll go away. Plastic goes away. Now, we gotta find the right direction to like put this together. What is that? Right direction. Alright, let's just match the way theirs looks, the way the instruction book looks. So, how does it look? Okay, this curved end at the back here. And then we have to put this piece in. You know, I adjusted this close-up camera. It just looks so freaking bad. I adjusted it before the live stream started, but I don't know. It looks horrible. Do I need more light or something? Alright. Let's pull it back a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay. I got this stupid fake light here. Alright. So that's the position that we put this piece in. And then from there, we put this in with the screw heads on top, the black panels on top, the wire facing towards the, coming out the back. And that's how it goes into that little slot there. It's actually not clear how it goes in, how deep it goes in. The clearest part is these little lines on the side. The wires come out of there. The wires from the wings come out of those little lines on the side. And that kind of tells you where everything else goes. So that's it. We did it. Probably the next piece will be putting something on top and screwing it in. But let's see. So what does the next panel look like? Oh, it's time to apply some grease. Grease it to ensure smooth operation. Grease with cotton swabs. They actually gave us toothpicks, not cotton swabs. So we're going to grease these wings where they touch the plastic. The two lines here and then in the middle. And we're going to use this grease. And I guess those toothpicks, they're like one-sided toothpicks. One side is flat. The other side is like a toothpick. This side's flat. This side's like a toothpick. There's the grease. Alright, so let's grease this thing up. Now, I had a problem with screws falling out. Because I opened the bag with screws. Now I'm about to open a bag with lube. Now, what's going to happen there? Is that going to fall all over the place? So I guess I'll put it back in this bag, this tool bag, when I'm done with it. Alright, it's got a little rip, like some packet of soy sauce from Chinese takeout. Like a little rip here spot. Is that offensive? No, I think I can mention Chinese takeout. I mean, soy sauce is in a packet. Unless you have like your own soy sauce at home. But the way I'm used to experiencing Chinese takeout, there's a little packet that looks kind of like this with soy sauce in it. Wow, I can't get this toothpick in there, but I do have some grease on my fingers, so obviously this thing is open. But where it's open, there it is on the very That's where it's open. On the very end, that's where it's open. Wow, it's like whited out. You can't see. The toothpick is there. I don't know. Sometimes whether I got too much light, not enough light. All right. So I'm just lubing up this entire thing. I almost feel like they should have mentioned this before we put it in place. Lube underneath the wings. That's what I'm going to do. What do you think? Is that good? And then the middle. Lube the middle. I'm not sure how much. Like all of it. I think it'll work itself in when it starts operating. For now, I'm just going to try to gum it up with lube. And then once they start flapping, it'll like distribute. And I'll stick the toothpick in here. I don't know if that's bad for the toothpick, but that's the decision I made. And then drop it in here. Just because it's messy. Alright, we don't get any credit for that. We lubed up this thing. It's not, we don't increment the piece counter for lube particles. Alright, now they're showing us something. Okay, what are they telling us? Place the motor as shown. So if the two dots are on an angle, that's good. If they're in line, that's bad. Oh, I don't even know what the two dots refers to. Do you see any dots here? Alright, I think the dots are the wires. And they match. I mean, it's just luck. I didn't do anything, but they look like the picture. They just happen to be in that, like, same shape as the picture. I don't know what I would have done if they weren't. Other than maybe burst out into tears. Because we would have to redo however many days into this we are. Alright. This is going to make you feel better. So we're all going to feel better. We're going to take piece A11 and 6 P28s. And we're going to enclose this little motor and wing flapping section here. This is actually like the main section of the thing. Maybe that's not obvious from this point, but it is. Alright, so A11 and 6 P28s. So that brings us from 34 to 41. And A11, I think it should be this piece, right? Nope, that's 4. Why is that 4? Is this 11? Yeah, this one. All right. This one down here is 11. 11. There's the piece. Not as big as you thought, right? I'm not even sure where to nip it. Like all the way in there? I guess so. I guess that's what we're doing. It looks better on the camera. In real life, I didn't even notice that stuff down there. All right, let's try nipping it on the camera. So I'm just getting very tight in there and nipping the piece off. Okay. Now we need 6 P28s, which should be in bag 6. That's a coincidence that we need 6 of them and they're in bag 6. We don't have a bag 6. Bag 1, 2, X1, 3, 4, 5. Where are they getting bag 6 from? Oh, is bag 6 the one that I dumped and the screws are everywhere? I bet it is. There's 4 and 5. There's X1. So these screws lying everywhere, that's probably bag, yeah, that's bag 6. So I dumped these screws everywhere. The confusing part is X1 also has screws, which I also dumped everywhere. But there's a difference between the X1 screws and the P28 screws. And the difference is, at least on the picture, one of them is flat at the end and the other one isn't. But all the ones I'm looking at in the box, they're not flat. In fact, they look so much the same, I can't even tell the difference. The X1 is 2 by 6 millimeters. Alright, the P28 is 4 by 5 millimeters. So they're the same length, but the 6s are thicker. Alright, I'm looking for the thick boys. And I'm going to put 6 thick screws out here. Wow, there's screws everywhere. I honestly can't tell which ones are the thick ones and which ones aren't. And not a single screw is left in either of these bags. So we're really left on our own. I think it's the screw head that makes it thick. So, like, what about these two that I picked? Are they even the same size? I'm putting them on the camera so I can see. Like, this one's clearly bigger, right? So we need 6 of those. But I can't tell from the bag what size they are. So what I'm going to have to do, put them in my hand and look close on that camera like we were just doing. And try to spot the thick ones. Because in reality, like if I look straight at them without this close-up camera, no way can I tell the difference. You might need a magnifying glass. Alright, one of them stuck in my finger. Okay. Which one's thick, which one's thin? I can't tell. Did I somehow manage to grab all thin ones? Or all thick ones? Alright, let's grab the one on the bottom that we know is thick. Okay, we know that's thick. Yeah, these are all thin ones. Unbelievable. I managed to grab all thin ones. None of them are the size of that thick one. Alright, let's put these aside. These bags are like losing the pieces, so I feel like I need to start a new Ziploc bag. Because these like rip and tear bags, they lose the pieces. So, where do you think I can put these? How about this one bag? That's where I'm going to put the thin ones, the one bag. They gotta go somewhere. Can't believe I managed to grab all thin screws. I grabbed so many screws, and every single one of them was thin. I guess now I'm going to grab all thick ones. I think I am. They're all thick so far. Alright, I guess the first attempt I was subconsciously grabbing thin screws because I'm pretty sure these are all thick ones. Nope, these are again all thin ones. Where the hell did I get this one big mutant screw from? Maybe it didn't come from either of these two bags. Wow. Alright, I can't tell the difference. To me, they're all thin screws. For some reason, we have one thick one. Maybe I used up all of the screws from the X1 bag, and all that's left are the P28 screws. Let's see if we can figure that out. Yeah, that's true. The X1 bag only had 6 pieces, whereas the P28, the 6 bag, the bag labeled 6, which has P28s inside, has 39 pieces. So these are all P28s. There were only 6 X1s. We probably used them all. So these are all P28s. Alright, so let's just grab 6 of them. I guess any 6 will do at this point. Except for this one. The big, thick one apparently was incorrect. Alright, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I can't believe there were 39 of those. It's crazy. Alright, so here's the piece that we're going to put on top. How is this going to go? This skinny, rounded part goes on top of the motor. Let's get a couple screws ready there. And of course the screwdriver. Let's do this. I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Let's try this. That's what's slowing us down, this puzzle. The things are so tiny and so dark. It's all black pieces. We're doing all black pieces on a black background, and everything is too small to even see. Alright, that didn't work. Did that go in? I can't even tell. No, it's sticking to the... Oh man, it's sticking to the screwdriver. Which one? The first one or the second one? I think it's the second one. I think it's the far side. This is crazy. I can't see anything. What is that bump there? Wow. If you can even see what you're doing here, you have amazing eyesight. I can't see a damn thing. Alright, I think we got it started. Let's go to the back now. I don't know if these magnets are good or bad. Right. I guess if this goes in, then we think they're good. It didn't go in, so I guess we think they're bad. Try again. I gotta learn how to work while looking at the camera, because I can see the sizes on the camera, but the directions sometimes are weird looking at the camera versus looking directly. Well, just can't get that screw started. I try with my fingers. That worked. So the magnets are bad. It went in with my fingers, which obviously don't have magnets. It's like the magnet kind of pulls the screw out. Like once you get it, yeah, the magnet doesn't do any good. Once you get it started, the magnet is pointless. And before you get it started, the magnet pulls the screw out. So I'm going to go with the magnets don't help. Maybe someone else knows a theory on magnetic screws and screwdrivers and can say if it helps or not, but it didn't feel like it's helping me. All right, 5th of 6 screws. Oh, today was a big sports day. First, the only 2 teams I care about, really, are the Siena Saints basketball. It's a college basketball team. It's a college I went to, and my son's there now. And then the New York Jets. And today, the Saints played their season opener. They beat Holy Cross. And then the Jets, they were playing a big game. I think they were losing, though. We could look up the score and see. All right, so we put 6 screws in there. All right, let's reward ourselves with looking at the score in the Jet game. Wow, can you believe that? I was like 1 second too late for unlocking that thing. All right. So the Jet game. New York Jets. Let's see if they won or lost. Oh, that's horrible. I guess I'm glad I'm not watching that game. Is that a final score? Yeah, that's over. They lost 27-6. Oh my goodness, that is horrible. Well, I guess I didn't miss anything. I'll tell you why I couldn't watch any of it. It was on antenna. And for some reason, since they switched to HD, do you remember like the antennas used to be kind of staticky, but you know, they worked, but they were kind of staticky. And then at some point they switched to these HD antennas, which work, but not always. They either like work completely or don't work at all. And channel 7 doesn't work at all. At least where I am. It just doesn't work. It's useless. All right, that's page 8. So I couldn't watch it, Jets. All right, so the end of page 7 is nothing. It's a little QC there. So we're going to move on to page 8. All right, let's check out page 8. Okay, that's what it's going to look like when we're done with segment 3. So the first panel of segment 3, we're adding one piece C4. And it says, pay attention to the direction of C4. I don't really see anything about the direction at this point, but I guess we will when we cut it out. So C4. Let's find C4. That looks like it. Yep, that's a 4, all right. Kind of tough to see. Yeah, that's a 4, but it's impossible to see. It's a black, all these black pieces. That's one good thing about the wooden puzzles. At least you can see what you're doing, because they're light color that reflects light. These black pieces. Can't see anything. Can't even tell where I'm nipping. Alright, now, I want us to be careful of the direction of this. What is there to be careful about? Like, I can't even tell which direction is which. Yeah, I can't tell. I took it off camera to get a look close with my eyes, and I have no idea. They're saying, like, be careful of the direction of this piece. I don't see, like, a direction. Oh, do they just mean to have this side at the back? Probably that's what they mean. Alright, I'm going to get this side at the back and these like double pieces at the side. I think that's the best I can do in terms of matching the instruction manual. It doesn't fit in. Does it fit? Doesn't look like it does. Maybe I need to twist it a little bit. Sorry, it was off camera when I was doing it. I was trying to do it on camera, but I don't know, the camera 4 is terrible lately. Can't get this on. And I'm not sure how far to push it in either. Let's look at the next image. Oh, push it all the way in. Wow, okay. I don't know when to push because it's a hexagon. We need to somehow get it started before we push it on. I don't want to break the wings in the process either. Ooh, there we go. Alright, I think that's just going to be covered with another piece. Well, page 8 was very quick. We're already on to page 9. Panel 1 of page 9. 2 more P28s. And then screw on A2. So that's 3 pieces. Plus the piece we didn't count from the previous section. So it's 46. Alright. There was a bag. We were putting them all in. I think it was this A1 bag. Or just bag 1. We're putting all the P28s in here for some strange reason. We just didn't want them rattling around, I guess. The bag they put them in didn't have a Ziploc. So they were rolling around the box. So I put them into bag 1. All right, A2. What does A2 look like? That looks like it. And there's a 2. There's the 2. So that's the piece. All right, does this piece go in like either direction? I think it does. I'll put the screws in. Now, this is going to get screwed in right over that piece that we put on in the previous panel. But it has to line up, that's the tough part, lining it up. The screw came out, stuck to the screwdriver. That keeps happening. Well, let's try it again. I think I got it that time. All right, screw is in. Both of them. Both screws are in, just making sure they're tight. All right, we're good. What's next? Assemble P23. No, after assembling P23, please keep other gears carefully for later use. So, in bag 5 is a gear known as P23. And we have to be careful. We're going to put on the back of this construction P23 followed by A10. Okay, P23 and A10. Pieces 47 and 48. Excuse me. P23. I'm sorry about that sound. P23 is in bag 5. All right, P23 is in bag 5. There's bag 4. All right, so where's this gear? I mean, there's a couple of pieces that look the same, like, I think this is it. Maybe this is it. Is it the skinnier one or the bigger one? All right, let's consult the manual here. Looking for P23. Looks like P23 is the smallest one. Then P24 and P26 are bigger. So the smallest one is P23. Which one's the smallest one? This one. This is the smallest one. So that makes it P23. I think. We're going to try and see what happens. And then A10 is going to go on top of that. I don't know if on top is the right description, but like behind it, after it, you'll see. We'll find out together. This is A10. This gold piece here. Fancy. All right. It's going to go on with the sort of fancy end at the back. I don't know if it's going to go over this or just like behind it. We'll find out soon enough. There we go. Just sits there. In fact, it's all loose right now. And that's the end of... What page is this? Wow. Can't get it to zoom. Page 8. That was page 8. Wait a minute. Why is my... No, that was page... That was page 9. Page 9. That was page 9. I don't know how I ended up on page 8. That was page 9, clearly. So let's take a look at page 10. Looks like we're building something out of plastic. Let's just do it one panel at a time. So pieces A3 and A4 are going to attach together. A3 and A4. So we're at 50 pieces now. So that's A3 and that's A4. A3, I think they both have 4 connectors. A3, it's tricky to identify where's the end. I think the end is that where it turns black. Like this different color, I think is the end of the piece, and everything after that gets nipped. And then on the sides, right up against that circle. And this is going to connect to this big piece here, which is A4. And it's again 4 connectors. 2 at each end, in this case. In the case of A4. 2 at each end. The front connectors on A4 are tricky. Make sure you nip in the right spot. I'm calling this the front anyway. See, they have little attachments. You don't want to clip those. Alright, so there's like, okay, on this side there's 2 bumps. And they're going to go in there. Alright. So that's connected now. Not sure why we did that, but it's connected. Alright, A8, 51. We're also going to connect A8 to these 2 pieces. Alright. It shows this piece hanging out the back in the instructions. It's like barely hanging out the back here, but whatever. Alright, A8. That's A8. 4 connectors again to nip. Okay. Hmm. 5 connectors. Are there 5 connectors here? There's 6. There's only 5 here. Alright, I think only 4 of them connect. And that 5th one probably connects to something else. Probably to these bottom 4. Like these top 2 don't connect. The top 2, this looks like the second Star Wars, that thing that was in the snow that took down the AT-AT Walker, kind of looks like that. Anyway, the 4 in a row, I think they're going to connect here. Yeah, there we go. It's all connected. What next? Now, we put that piece on top of this piece. Now, how do we do that? Oh, okay. That 5th piece, it's actually in the middle here. And that's going to go on that pole. And then up here, there's 2 like cylinders. They're going to slide through right there and there. I don't think they're slid on. Maybe they did, I don't know. I can't tell. I'll take my glasses off, take this off camera, see if I can tell. The fact that I can't get it undone tells me that those pieces went in, but really I can't see in there. I'm just going to assume that it's correct. I can't see in there, and I can't pull it apart. So it's probably correct. Alright, now we're going to add B12. That's a 50-second piece. Trim the cutting points of B12 carefully. Avoid interfering with other parts when operating. So B12 needs to be cut close, or it's going to interfere with other parts. All right, here's the B sheet. There we go. B12. There's B12. That's B12. That gold piece. There's the 12. Alright. So we gotta nip that, what, close, right? You said it'll interfere with other pieces if it's not nipped close, and I guess sanded as well. I don't feel anything. I don't think anything needs to be sanded. All right, now this thing has it has 3 notches. Is it symmetric? Like you can't mess up? Let's find out. So B12 here. Looks good. It spins, by the way. Oh, when it spins, the wings flap. Oh, that's cool. It's probably the other way around. It's not that you spin this for the wings to flap. It's probably the wings. This cable flaps the wings and this piece spins. Look at that. The wings are operational. This thing back here, let's see, I twirl it. And when I twirl it, the wings flap. How cool is that? I'm doing it backwards. Really, the power is going to come from that cable, but it's nice to see it seemingly operating. All right. That's the end of page 10. I like that. Wait, how the hell is that page 10? I keep being behind in the page counter. So I just put it on page 10. But apparently I had already been working on page 10. So I guess page 11 is up next. And we'll do that tomorrow. I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night and see you tomorrow.